Hi Aibo friends. This is my ERS-111 Orion. I got him around 2.5 years ago. I don't know how many previous owners he had, but he arrived at my house in quite good shape. Only the ears, like with many ERS-111, were not in their best shape. I have all the original parts, and they had been replaced once before, but when you look closely at the pictures I provide here, you can see already that the parts don't sit correctly on the back plates there. So when recently some of the parts fell off, I finally decided to give him some new ears. And this video is about how I did this, how I did the replacement. I hope this can be of help to some of you out there, so let's begin. So the first thing I did there was to remove the old back plates. And then, as you can see, I had to remove that upper plastic part there. To help you visualize, I show you here on the final ear set how I did the removal part. So I used a little crowbar-like prying tool made of plastic, so to not hurt the components. First off, this little inner ring there. Then behind that there's a small plastic ring that holds everything more or less together. Pull that out as well. And then afterwards the actual ear part should come off quite easily. So you have these three parts there together: the ear, this inner ring, and the outer ring that holds it all together. And then you can see behind that small inner ring there is the microphone. So be careful there, and if that has moved to the front, just push it back gently. Here's a look at the other side of the head with the second microphone, and you can see some of the remainders of the old ears that I removed, which I had to clean up for sure. The next step then was to create new ear back plates. To achieve that, I used some foam rubber or sponge rubber with 1 millimeter thickness, and basically drew templates from the old ear back plates onto that to transfer the forms, and then I cut those out, so I had the new back plates basically ready. So there's Orion having a last look at the really filthy and dirty little components there. And those were really quite a mess, with all these rubber and glue remainders in there and on there. I had to take quite some effort to clean those. For that I used basically only water with dishwashing detergent, so to not hurt the plastic or its coloring. So that's why I refrained from using something like isopropyl alcohol. Just water, detergent, a rough brush, and a whole bunch of toothpicks to get all the soot out of the edges and corners. You can see the effort paid out quite well, and so after cleaning everything up and drying everything out, I could start reassembling the ears. You can see here the first finished ear, and I will guide you through the process of the assembly on the example of the second ear. As a glue, I used the one of a brand called Revell. It's quite famous here in Germany, but it's basically a model building or hobby modeling glue that is meant to put plastic on plastic. So I hope it will not deteriorate as quickly as usual all-purpose glue. First thing to do is to put this upper ear part onto the back plate and basically on the back side push the rubber around this second ring there to have a tight fit. You can help that by putting some glue on the outer edges of this plastic part. Then the next step is to place the lowest plastic part onto the rubber without glue on it. So you have some marks of these little pegs in the rubber foam. When you have prepared these peg marks, it's much easier to fit the item in place after putting the glue on. You can then just repeat these steps for the remaining parts. As you can see, leave the peg marks, put the glue on the edges of the plastic parts and then press them on firmly. You can fix the glued parts by putting on some clothespins, for example. And after everything has dried up, you can reassemble the dog completely by first pushing in the little inner ring in front of the mic, then pushing on the ear. Makes an audible click when you put it in place. And then finally the inner ring that holds it all together. One of these middle parts is unfortunately broken on my dog, but I will have replacement soon from a 3D printer. And here you can see the final result with the new ears.